Hello? Hello, can you see me? In television, this is what we refer to as focus. So our word today is focus. Well, let's see what Mr. Webster has to say about focus. Focus is the point where rays of light and heat come together to produce a clear image. It is the maximum clarity of an image. Focusing is a very hard problem for most people because you have so many things going on in your life. You have so many responsibilities. We get sidetracked in our lives because we've got all these other distractions that keep us from zeroing in and concentrating on what we want to do. Now, you have to consciously make an effort to get yourself to focus in on one thing at a time. That takes work. But if you can master the art of focusing, you'll be able to do all the things you want to do in the amount of time you have. Now, let me tell you how I get focused. When I get in the car, I don't turn on the radio first. I get in the car. I slam the door. I put my seatbelt on. Then I say the word safety. I focus in on that one word because it's very important to drive safely. It's almost like tunnel vision. It's like tuning out everything for just a minute to get yourself focused. I'm thinking about safety. I'm concentrating on safety, and then I feel assured that I will travel in safety. That's what I mean about being focused. Not tuning in the radio as you start the car, not backing out of the garage before you shut the door, and not checking your hair in the rearview mirror as you're driving down the street. I'm talking about focusing in on safe driving with a seatbelt on and your mind clear and alert. Here's another focus example. When somebody talks to me, like when I'm doing my mall appearances, I try to look at that person, tune out everything else that's going on around me. Even though there's all kind of people and noises and commotion all over, I try to block it all out and listen to the person who is talking to me and concentrate on helping them. Focusing to me is eliminating all of the other distractions and training myself to look at a situation and give it my full attention. Let's try some simple focusing exercises right now. Now, when someone speaks to you, do you look them right in the eye? Do you look at their face and study their expressions? Or are you looking all around them, above their head, down at their shoes, and not really listening to what they are saying? Focus in on the person who is speaking to you and pay attention to them. Now, when you have an important job to do at work, do you sit right down, think about what the task is, and plan out how you're going to do it? Or do you clean out your desk drawers, get a couple of cups of coffee, and wait until the last minute before you start? If you have an important project to do, make an outline of how you're going to accomplish your tasks and then get working. Okay, here's one that I know we all do from time to time. When you put the laundry away, instead of putting the clothes away and going on to your next job, do you end up tearing everything out of your drawers, the closets, under the bed? The next thing you know, the day is over and you haven't gotten anything done. Focus in on putting your laundry away. Save closet cleaning as another task for another day. Think about the other areas in your life where distractions take you away from the job at hand. Train yourself not to change directions in midstream before you have completed what you are doing. It's so much easier to try to jump around doing 50 million things in a day than to focus in on one job at a time. That's because focusing takes real concentration. But people who are focused get more done in a single day than people who just drift along, letting things go in a haphazard way. A long time ago, I was at a career crossroads. I'm an artist, so I wanted to paint. I was a cook, so I wanted to open up a restaurant. And I wanted to do what I'm doing now. And I had like 10 irons in the fire. And my father said to me, "Richard, pick one. You have 10 thoughts, but just pick one right now and give that one your full attention." And so I focused in on teaching people how to lose weight, how to exercise, and how to smile. So these are the things you should be focusing on. Your self-image. You should be focusing on pulling your deal a meal cards every day. You should be focusing on trying to exercise, giving yourself positive affirmations. Anybody who is successful has the quality of being focused. That's because they focus and lock themselves in on getting one thing done at a time. So work on focusing yourself on one goal at a time, and you'll be successful too.
So this one was a focus, and this is funny because this is my second time trying to record this because I went off on a tangent. Because I have a hard time focusing. What had gotten me started on this tangent is my desire to want to write again. When I was in college, I took advanced creative writing, and I started a project. Well, technically speaking, I started the project 10 years earlier when I was in the 6th grade. But it morphed. And this is it right here. This is based on the journal that my character, Desiree, has in the book. She has like a turquoise journal like this, and then it had like pink binding that she would write in about her stuff. And so I don't even remember how far I got. This has multiple drafts in it. So like, the problem is that I think these 2 sections are what's there right now. Everything else is like pre-stuff and all that. So I would love to be able to work on this again. And there were 2 other stories I was wanting to do that are connected called Hush and Equilibrium that follow the same set of characters. Not in this book, but those 2 are connected. And I mean, I've never written anything down, but they've been in my head. I used to write song lyrics. I would love to focus on that. And this is part of the reason why I have an arms worker, is because I have a very hard time focusing on one task, and then I procrastinate, and it's a mess. But she keeps me on task, because otherwise I would end up trying to clean my room, and then I would find a glass in my room, and I bring it in the kitchen, start cleaning the kitchen, and oh, I find something that needs to be in the living room, and I'll bring it over here. And hi, honey, are you awake? But and then there's wanting to put like old speech pieces I had up on my other channel and have that performance thing. There's wanting to sing. There's wanting to read stories on that other channel. That was basically what that other channel is me reading stories and posting my songs and stuff. I mean, I would love to get back to that. It's just having the discipline and the concentration to do it, which is funny because like at work, I can focus like it's nobody's business. I mean, I can get sidetracked, but when my focus is on, it is on. Like one of the things Richard mentioned was, talking to people and having eye contact. I am excellent at that. I think that's a product of me being in speech and theater. I tried to say speech and theater at the same time. But I think it's a product of that, of, having to, have the dialogue on stage and maintain eye contact. And like having eye contact with the judges and, speech tournaments, because you can't just be looking down at your piece. And at the high school level, when you're doing a speech piece, they highly encourage that you don't have your speech in front of you. It's totally different on the college level. But at high school level, they don't want you to have your speech piece in front of you. So you have to have eye contact. Otherwise, you're just looking at the floor and they're like, really? But, yeah, those are the sort of things that I would love to focus on. In addition to, exercising and that sort of thing. I think a big thing for me is that there's just so many things to do that I get overwhelmed. So I think that's basically what's happening with me. And I mean, there might be a little ADHD mixed in there. I'm talking to my psychiatrist about that on Monday. So, not that you needed to know that, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So I'll see you in the next one.